Welcome everybody to another episode of Kicking Makeup MMA. I'm your host, the American Hybrid, Nick Cunningham. With me as always, Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just happy to be at a different location, as you can see in the mirror back there, at Rooster's Bar and Grill in Rock Island. So awesome to get another, sort of like a sponsor, someone who's willing to let us come and do our thing here. So
yeah, thank you to Laura and everybody at Roosters for allowing us to come in. Like you said, we're just smack dab right in the middle of the bar, and got people in the background. Food's going, smells great.
I know.
Drinks are flowing. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, hey, somewhere.
This is the 9th episode of Kicking Makeup. It is Friday, July 26th, and we've got a big weekend coming up in MMA and just fights in general. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but first we're going to get some of the particulars out of the way. Like I said, you are watching the Kicking Makeup MMA show. If you want to see any of our other 8 shows, we had 8.5 yesterday, so check that out. That should be up soon, but anyway.
That'll be up later today. I'm uploading it as we speak, so at home, once I get back, I'll update it a little bit and put it out there so everybody can check it out.
So if you check that out, and make sure to check out our other 8 episodes too at www.kickingmakeup.com. Also, you can email us at kickingmakeup@gmail.com. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is search bar Kicking Makeup. No surprise there. We do a lot of polls, a lot of predictions, just a little banter back and forth. It gets pretty good. Some arguments here and there.
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes it fun, man. Like I said, we want you guys to disagree with some of our stuff that we say, so we can get a good dialogue going. So make sure to, and we've had some new viewers and new members I've seen this week too. So keep requesting. We'll let you guys in. Also, if you're on Twitter, you can get the show at Kicking Makeup, and also mine at Hybrid MMA. And I've also seen a few more followers to those two lately, which is nice to see. I guess you guys are listening and viewing, so I appreciate that. The show appreciates that.
Big time, man, and it's just awesome to see it grow, and for us to start this only a few weeks ago and grow to the point where we've grown now. It's awesome. So we're just trying to keep that going as long as possible, and continuing to provide everybody with the MMA news, the fun, everything that we give. So.
So much going on too, and before we get into our actual show today, let me tell you guys the format if you guys haven't seen it before. We do the show in 3 different segments. The high kick of the week, which is the biggest thing going on in MMA, and it's usually in a positive note. Our low kick, which is the biggest thing going on in MMA, and a negative note. And then our That's Some Bull Kick, where we just go off for about 10 minutes on whatever the WTF moment in MMA that week. And like I said, we've agreed, disagreed. We've, had some people write in and tell us what they want for the bull kick. Make sure you guys do that too. If you guys hear something just odd, weird going on, email us, get us at one of these avenues, and we'll maybe it'll be the bull kick.
Yeah, you never know. And then if you don't agree with something that we say, we are 100% open to getting feedback and having people challenge us. You can try if you want. I don't think you're gonna be able to win, because I think that we can out-debate anybody. We get our points. We're not doing this show just because we woke up one day and decided to do it. Actually, kind of are doing it because of that, but that's all right.
We had some breakfast, I think, separately, and then we gave each other a call, like, hey, what do you think about this show? So, Anyway, moving on to the high kick of the week. Let's kick this show off. I'm excited about this one. Wait.
Before you say something.
No high kick.
This will be the first show, so I don't know if you saw it already. I don't know where I'm going to throw it in at, but I got the transitions ready.
Nice, man.
They are ready to go.
High kick then, man.
Yeah, we don't have to segue anymore. Any crazy stuff. So,
man.
Just for that, I'm going to roll the segue again. High kick. Boom, right here.
There it is. This week's high kick goes to John Moraga for earning the flyweight title shot against Demetrius Johnson at UFC on Fox 8. Now, you may be wondering why he's getting the high kick. Well, first of all, I should probably ask, does anybody really know who John Moraga is? Before they saw any of this stuff this weekend and on the UFC Road to Octagon, did you really know who John Moraga was?
No.
Okay.
No.
And either did I. I mean, and I can't say either did I recognize the name, and I did watch his first fight in the UFC. And let me point out again, like, he gets the high kick because this is only his third fight in the UFC. Okay.
Title fight, hey.
And you get a title fight already.
Somebody sees something in this guy that you know everybody else may not have seen, or maybe he's just an up-and-comer. And
I think it's a combination too, and not taking anything away from him. His 2 wins were finishes. So he fought Ulysses Gomez in his first fight in August. So he's only been fighting in the UFC for a year, which is awesome too, to get your title shot after only a year. Ulysses Gomez is one of those just bruisers. He reminds me of like an old school Mexican boxer that just kind of puts his chin down and just barrels through. So I remember that fight. That was a good fight. He knocked him out with elbows and strikes and elbows. So that was good. And then he got a submission win via guillotine versus Chris Carrizio, which I don't really remember that at all. I don't know that guy. So for your third fight coming out, you definitely get the high kick, John, for coming out. Your third fight, you don't even hear about that other than Brock Lesnar, of somebody getting their title fight. And, there's a lot of controversy with that. But I will say, too, I kind of understand because the flyweight division is pretty shallow, thin right now. Yeah. The guys that are in it are good. But it's almost like a round robin right now of who gets the title shot. This one's going to be interesting because you and I got a chance to see the last title fight for the flyweights with John Dodson and Demetrius Johnson. Action-packed. Demetrius Johnson's coming in with a lot of cardio. Seemed to be that he got better as the fight went on. 5 rounds, which is going to be something that's going to be different for Moraga too. So I don't know. What do you think? Did you get a chance to watch The Road to the Octagon?
No, I haven't had a chance to see that yet. We'll definitely be checking it out before I watch so that, I can say a little bit more. But it should be interesting that, I've seen some of the highlights for John Moraga. Pretty explosive. And I mean, of course, you normally get that with the flyweights. You don't have too many grinders in that division, but he's definitely going to be up for a stiff challenge with Demetrius Johnson. Like you said, his cardio is never an issue. He always has. He does get stronger as the fight progresses. And he kind of lulls people to sleep, I think, a little bit, at least initially. But once he gets things going, there's really no stopping him, because in the fight that we saw, we were fortunate enough to be there in person and saw him take on Dodson, and that fight sort of looked like it was definitely in Dodson's corner, probably through the first 2 rounds, but from 3 on, and especially into 4 and into 5, it was definitely all the way swung back the other direction. So Moraga's going to be up for a stiff challenge with Demetrius Johnson.
I think Moraga too I'm excited for this one. It's an odd one, and like I said, a lot of people, maybe this is going to be a sleeper one that they don't necessarily watch because they don't know one of the names. Flyweights are smaller guys, so you might not get the huge knockout punches. But I'm excited for this one because Moraga is a violent fighter.
Yes.
And that's something that Johnson didn't have with Dodson. Dodson hit hard angles, but I felt like they were almost like mirror images of each other. They're both very technical, fast. They work their angles. Like I said, if you guys don't know Moraga, go Google the Ulysses Gomez and John Moraga fight, and it's one of those like, damn, you're just watching it, and the shots are violent, devastating, and that's something that he's going to push the pace. I think he's going to push it harder against Johnson, and Johnson doesn't fight like that. So when you're not a violent fighter and you've got somebody just headhunting, does that take you out of your game? Can you keep your composure? And then I'm curious to see also if Moraga can last past round 3, because he hasn't before. So there is some intriguing pieces to this fight. They didn't do this for no reason. UFC's, each fight is very intricate in their choosing. So this was made for a reason. It's gonna get a lot of exposure. Free card on Fox this Saturday, UFC on Fox 8. So I know what they're trying to do and give the flyweight some more buzz. And this fight will definitely do that. I hope it's got all the potential to be a really good main event. Just an odd one, so that's why we had to give we had to give Moraga the high kick
He has to be doing something right. It's not like he's doing, they just threw this together and threw everybody's name in a hat and picked his name out.
Right.
Obviously he's been doing some things that are good. And like you were saying, we definitely have a flyweight division that is in need of an influx of talent. So hopefully this provides that.
Yeah, I agree. So John Moraga, you get the Kick and Makeup High Kick of the Week. Well done. Congratulations. Good luck this weekend if you're watching today, the Friday before you fight.
I'm sure you are. There's no reason you wouldn't be.
I mean,
everybody watches this, don't they?
It's a lot of downtime today. If you made weight, you're just kind of chilling, right?
Yeah.
So it's
why not?
So good luck this weekend, right? Anyway, so our low kick this week. Oh, Bellator. You get the low kick. Again, I feel like I'm saying again.
They
like
get
Bellator
their
too, man.
Share.
I like Bellator, so I don't want anybody to think that this is like a pro UFC. It's not pro anything. This is an MMA show, but
we are not picking on Bellator.
We are not.
At all.
We've given Dana White the low kick as well. So
yes.
I mean, we've got to say. Anyway, let's get to it. The low kick, it goes to Bellator for allowing newly signed fighter Rampage Jackson. Everybody knows him. Mm-hmm. To allow him to fight Roy Jones Jr. in a boxing fight later this year on pay-per-view. Okay.
Boxing. First off.
First
boxing.
and foremost, it's a boxing fight. So, Bellator, you're an MMA company. Just in case you didn't know that. I understand. I don't know. I just think it's trouble, man. This is the super fight stuff that other organizations do, and it gets you in trouble. It takes the legitimacy out of your organization.
Right.
That's why Dana White doesn't allow super fights, and he doesn't allow just odd things like this. Anderson Silva and Roy Jones, that talk, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, and Dana White shot that down right away. Good, as he should have.
Yep.
So then Bellator, I just think Bellator is like that like little cousin in the corner that's like picking up the scraps.
Look at me, look what I got.
I know. Oh, what a good idea. So we'll have Rampage Jackson. I mean, use what you have with Rampage and do something with it. I think already you're just getting off to a bad start with him.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody that you can throw out there if you really wanted to get Rampage a win and sort of boost his stock back up. You can throw him out there against someone and get him a first W under Bellator. But it just looks like you're reaching, you're grabbing for whatever you can. And I did some pretty extensive research on this because I wanted to see what the fans thought about this, and a bunch of different websites. There were a good number of people who were pretty excited about it, so I was kind of surprised by that. But it's sort of those people I think that aren't, I won't say true, but they're fight fans and they're event fans.
Right.
They're gonna buy into the hype, and I guess that if you're just looking to get core sales, this may be successful for Bellator. But if you're trying to further your brand and you're trying to be a legitimate number two, hopefully to move up to that number one spot, I don't think that this is the appropriate way to go about doing that.
Right. I agree with you too. As you see people, I'm not excited to see this fight. I'll watch it. Just be like you will. I was a Roy Jones Jr. fan back in the day. Loved his fighting style. Loved the hands down and the taunting and all that stuff. Enjoyed watching Rampage fight too. So I just think though, I think a washed up, older Roy Jones Jr. will still run through Rampage Jackson if it's a straight boxing fight. And then what do? Then your guy that you just signed, probably paid a decent dollar for, end of the year fight, he's gonna be shelved for 6 months plus, because this is not standing 8 count boxing. It's not MMA where you start to get battered a little bit and the referee jumps in. Standing 8 count 3 times. You can go, if they're going to make this probably a 6 to 8 round fight. I don't know if it's going to be a full 12.
I'm sure it won't be a full 12.
It'll be 6 to 8 rounds. That's still 18 minutes of pure boxing, no takedowns, so you don't get arrested. I mean, I don't think people understand when they're like, oh yeah, Rampage and Jones. Like, Rampage has all the ingredients for this fight to get hurt.
Yes.
And so I just have to give Bellator the low kick again, because you guys, like I keep saying, I'm pulling for you because we need other organizations right now, other than the UFC, to be flourishing, and you're the one that could be doing it. And like I said, I'm glad Fight Master is still going strong. It's actually the ratings are going up as the season goes on, which is different for when the Ultimate Fighter, the ratings were high for to get into the house, and then once the season started, it dropped. So as far as Bellator goes and Fight Master, that's going well. You got to keep going and not do stupid stuff like this that just kind of like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Right now is the time for Bellator to really be flourishing and capitalizing on this, and this just seems like a payday for both these guys.
Right, and it totally strikes me as something that you would do with Rampage if this was, if you signed him for 5 fights. And this was fight number 5.
Agreed.
This is like you're cashing in all the chips, you know, and this is, you know, his last go around, and we're gonna, you know, pull out the carnival now, and you know, try to bait people into, you know, for his last fight. But this is definitely not something you do with someone on their very first fight for your promotion. And you know, I'm sure he has several more fights with the promotion after this. And like you said, I'd be 100% shocked if he lost, or if Rampage is able to win this.
Right.
And where do you go from there? You know, where do you return him back to MMA already diminished even more from, you know, taking a loss in a fight that he's almost destined to lose anyway. So just bad planning, bad setup. I hope that, you know, at least it's a entertaining fight.
Oh, I don't doubt that it will be entertaining.
to some degree.
We'll watch it. We'll talk about it later in the year. I mean, there's going to be a ton to talk about at the end of the year with it.
Oh, can I say this too?
Oh, yeah.
This is matched up against the UFC end of the year fight.
Yeah,
okay, you got Silva, Weidman 2, Rousey and Tate 2. And then you got Rampage versus Roy Jones on the other side. If I got my money, I know exactly what decision I'm making. And it's not the Rampage fight.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Nope. And like you said, being on pay-per-view, I mean, I don't know, like Bellator maybe, and somebody should have teamed up and had like a Bellator / something, you know, or fight, put it on Spike, like that might have been whatever, like at least. But I don't think Bellator is gonna have anything to do with the promotion other than releasing Rampage. So I feel like this could have been the bull kick. Like today's bull kick and low kick, just you could have flipped a coin,
neck and neck,
right? Like, so as we go off, and we'll go off that rant. Everybody knows where we stand with this, so we'll keep you guys updated on the Roy Jones and Rampage Jackson Super Fight of the Year, and then we'll just transition right into this week's bull kick.
That's some bull kick.
That's some bull kick goes to Tito Ortiz for talking about coming out of retirement. I guess with a bull kick, I have to say it and then I have to stop.
Yeah, you got to give it that stare, like.
Collect my thoughts. And you know, I heard this on, I believe it was Pro MMA Radio, and I listened to some podcasts too, and that's one of the reasons why the podcasts I've listened to, I love them, and I'm there every week, so that's why it was an idea to do this show, because I really, you know, those podcasts, they have a lot of information, and that's what we want to do for you guys, is get stuff out to you weekly. But yeah, I heard, you know, Tito Ortiz was talking to Larry Pepe about coming out of retirement, and it's a terrible idea, man. He is right now, I don't know if you guys saw, like we talked about the Invicta 6 card, Chris Cyborg just joined his camp, Team Punishment. So right there, you've got, you know, you're training Chris Cyborg, the biggest female in the sport today under Ronda Rousey. You've got your Punishment Athletics. You retired, fought the third rubber match versus Forrest Griffin. You can't retire any better than that.
Nope. And it was a great fight.
And he won.
Right.
I mean, it was a good fight, you know, and he won that fight. And then so you left your career winner. You were a champion during that run. You had great fights versus Ken Shamrock, excuse me. Trilogy there. I mean, you know, Chuck Liddell fights. I mean, you couldn't have a better career than you had, Tito. And you know, tough coach, blah blah blah. We can go on forever on the greatness of Tito Ortiz because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But don't come out of retirement, man. I don't know if you watched Tough a little bit and he got hurt and injured and all that.
And it would be a repeat of that if he came out of retirement.
Right.
I don't. To me, it just seems like every athlete who is involved in something, they always feel like once they retire that, man, I could get back in there and I can do something.
Right.
You've been off for months, and that's a good thing. Your body's healed. You're probably feeling pretty good. But once you get right back into that grind, and then once you walk into the cage against someone who probably hasn't had that sort of delay, doesn't have that rust, it's gonna be bad. And he's had several injuries along the way.
These are
too.
major injuries and surgeries. I mean, neck surgery, back surgery, your discs in your neck. I don't know. I mean, whenever you're doing surgery around this area, for the pivoting of your neck, that's a wrap, man. Especially in this sport when you're cranking on your neck for guillotines and getting dropped. And
he does. I'm assuming that Tito doesn't want to live the rest of his life turning like that.
No, and
being in a fixed position his entire life. So
right, and he's made public some of his surgeries too on YouTube and stuff, and you watch him, and these are major surgeries. So when I heard that, and he's like, I feel great now. I was like, yeah, you feel great till, like you said, till you get cracked in the head, and then everything domino effects back down, which will happen. He's mid 30s, late 30s, whatever he is, and that's same with me and you around that. And unfortunately in this sport, it's not water polo and golf. It's MMA where you're an older guy in your mid 30s. You're about done, and it's fine, especially with him with so much side stuff going on.
Right.
There's no need for him to come out of retirement. Aside from his core fans, which even those people have to be thinking great. He'll come out of retirement. We'll watch you. We'll support you. But nobody's really clamoring for him to come out. And at 205 right now, don't come out 205. That's John Jones. That's Gustafson. That's Shogun. Still, Shogun's on his way out too, but he's still a rough and tough fighter. You don't want those fights, man. You and John Jones, come on. You don't want those fights. So I just thought I was happy to see him corner Cyborg. Mm-hmm. What a great cornerman.
Yeah.
Perfect style for her. Just take that. Yeah. Keep being a trainer and a manager. Go be a judge. Go do the stuff that we need, like the fighters to do. Ricardo Almeida is a judge now.
Yep.
Great idea. Yep. He knows exactly what to look out for. He's fair judging. Use that and to your advantage. You don't have to be a fighter again.
Right, and don't be afraid to ride off into the sunset. Nobody. The only reason that we're giving you the bull kick is because we don't want to see you go into the cage and go out in a stretcher, because it's 100% possible that can happen to any fighter at any point in any time. Yes. But you increase those odds when you retire, when you have several previous injuries, and when you come back at a weight where you're going to be fighting beasts, and arguably the strongest division in MMA right now. And it's just not going to be good. And he has, like you said, he has a gym that's doing great right now. An awesome coach. Right off into the sunset, Tito. And I'm sure you're probably doing all sorts of steroids right now too, and that's probably another one of the reasons why you're feeling great. But once you get off of them, in order to pass your test, it's gonna go downhill, sir.
Yeah, that was
you don't want to jump in there like that.
That was a big controversy too. A lot of people were talking about his steroid use, and he was denying it. There's no way that you can have that many injuries and not be shooting up something to get through the day.
There's no way that your head can be that big and you're not using HGH, some sort of PED.
I feel I can nod to that too, because I got a 7 3/8 dome too. So that
I have a rather large dome,
so we can
but
talk about
it's not Tito Ortiz.
It's
big,
not the
though.
HGH dome.
No, and it's I have a big head, but my face is a normal size. Tito Ortiz has a big head and a big face. Every picture, every television show, regardless of the TV you have, he's in HD.
He's coming out of retirement, and he's gonna look for us first to fight. We're gonna be coming out of retirement fight.
That's cool.
That's tag team. I think we can be that could be a super fight. The first tag team kick and make up versus Tito Ortiz?
I'm down. Fine
with that.
I can start training right now. I've been running.
Yep, I'm good.
I wanted to get some wings after this, but I can skip that.
Right, they smell good, man.
Yeah,
I keep saying that. They've been smelling good.
I know.
So, Tito Ortiz, you get the bull kick this week. We are huge fans of yours, but do not come out of retirement, man. Stay retired. Do what you're doing best right now. And
Please. Is he still dating or Jen Jameson?
They are done, man. That was a big talk that day too on the show.
That's another reason not to fight.
Retired. They're done. I think TMZ got tired of covering them out their dinners and their dinner spats.
Right.
So no, I think they're divorced now. So yeah, dude. He said that was another thing too. As we close on the bull kick, he said his head's finally clear now after all these years. Like no, Jenna Jameson was really that's what was doing it all the years.
That caused all the problems.
So now you guys are broke up and you can be this great fighter. Like you're already a great fighter. So no need. All right, that's it. That's the bull kick.
Dead horse beat.
Right. So, man, I feel like this is like a bing bang boom, quick show today. I'm excited for the weekend.
Oh my God! Yeah.
For this weekend to see UFC on Fox 8. I love free cards on Fox.
Yes.
I love it for a few reasons. One, it's free. And we can just check it out. You don't have to pay for it. But two, I like that it opens the door for exposure to people that wouldn't normally watch it, aren't usually watching pay-per-views and ordering it, but have Fox. And they're just at home clicking around. You know, I know that happens. Like, oh, fights are on. Like, even new fans. Like, this is that MMA stuff. I'll watch a couple minutes of it. So it does great for that. And that was one of the things. And I'm excited about this card.
And this is one of those weekends where there really isn't anything else going on.
No.
I mean, I'm a baseball fan, but I'm not watching baseball, especially Cubs, Sox baseball, anything like that.
Right.
You know, football is just now getting started again. This is a great card for MMA to showcase itself on, and you know, I'll be tuning in. It's for free, national TV, free TV. I mean, what else can
they
you
always
ask for?
do well with the fighters. Robbie Lawler, knockout king. He's going to be fighting Bobby Volker from Strikeforce. That newly UFC guy, old Strikeforce. So that's a good fight right there. Anytime Robbie Lawler fights, and he's from the area too, training out of American Top Team now, which is awesome, man. Great move for him. I'm curious to see he's back down at 172.
Right.
So he's going to be lean, fast, still with that knockout power fighting Bobby Volker. I'm predicting him to win first and second round. So that's good. One of my favorite fighters right now, Rory McDonald, is in the co-main event. Excited to see him fight. He's one of those prospects that I feel like he's on the rise.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So a GSP protege. And people are saying that he's getting too much steam too fast. But look at his fights, man. He just picks apart people.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't knock someone for being good, whether it's early, whether it's late. I mean, you can't. He's dominating his fights, so he's gonna get the push, and I'm glad that he's getting the push that he's getting.
Yep. So that's your co-main event, and then also the main event, flyweight title, Demetrius Johnson, John Moraga. It's gonna be fast. I mean, it could go 5 rounds. It could go 1 or 2. Like I said, I'm excited to see the mixture of technical cardio Johnson versus just in your face, slug it out Moraga.
Yes.
They've got to adjust to each other, which is where I'm gonna see like who's gonna adjust better first. That will be the winner of the fight, and that's the flexibility of MMA. You have your style, they've got theirs, and as soon as you can adjust yours to theirs, that's usually the winner.
Yep.
So excited for that. So we're gonna do all the results from UFC on Fox on the next week's show.
Yep.
We're also gonna preview UFC 163. Jose Aldo, current featherweight champion Jose Aldo versus the Korean zombie Chan Sung Young, and so a little bit of movement. It's supposed to be Pettis versus Aldo, but we all know Pettis is fighting Henderson at the end of the month. So we're gonna give those predictions, our predictions again of UFC 163. Also the co-main event is Lyoto Machida versus Phil Davis. Interesting. So we'll have some words on that.
Yep.
So
and where are we gonna be for that pay-per-view, sir?
We are going to be at Parkside, downtown Moline, right off the bridge. So even if you're Iowa bound person, or you live in Iowa, you can hop on 74 and your exit, downtown Moline exit, Parkside's right there. Yep. Nice centrally located, I feel like, in the Quad Cities, not hard to get to. So we are going to be doing our pre and post show from Parkside Grill.
Yes, live,
yes.
Might even try to stream it live too. So if you can't make it, you might be able to go to www.kickandmakeup.com and watch it there. But I would suggest you come and be there in person. Come hang out with us.
Right.
I'm trying to drink.
During that, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Let's do it. Yep. I'm up for it. This is our show. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
We're gonna have some cocktails.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
There's gonna be the whole show will be that bull kick rant. Then I'll just forget that I'm on the show and forget that whatever.
Forget to talk. We'll just drink. You just watch us drink.
Right. That's all right. You guys can tweet and Facebook us like drinks we should be drinking, and then we can order them.
There you go.
And give you a shout out.
But you have to be there in person if you're gonna suggest stuff to us.
Okay.
You can't just send us a message and be like, drink this, and I'm gonna sit at home and watch and laugh at you. No, you need to be there in person so that you can get wasted with us too.
Fair enough. That about does it on that. I like that. I like that way to go out, man. That about does it for this episode of Kick and Make Up. Make sure you guys go to www.kickandmakeup.com. Email us at kickandmakeup@gmail.com. Hit up the Facebook page, search Kick and Make Up. Twitter at Kick and Make Up. And I'll switch it. Mine's at Hybrid MMA. I feel like mine's got to have some kick word in there too. But yeah, definitely all those avenues. Please do that. We will get back to you ASAP. As soon as possible.
Huge thanks to everybody here at Rooster's Bar and Grill and Rock Island. Just so gracious. Gave us whatever we needed. We're kind of sitting right smack dab in the middle of the bar. So it's pretty awesome that they allowed us to do this. So, big shout out and thanks to them.
Yep. I'm the American Hybrid Nick Cunningham. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. Remember, don't solve it in the streets. Take it to the cage and kick and make up.